Good morning. So today we're going to start talking about monomials and polynomials, um, adding and subtracting monomials, and then multiplying monomials as well. Okay, so a monomial is something that you've seen before. Okay, it's a number and a variable. Okay, or it's a product of a number and variables. Okay, so examples of monomials would be like 3x. That is a monomial. Another example would be like 15x squared y. The variable there, you've got an x squared and a y. You can have a negative 12z. Those are all examples of monomials, okay? So, when you're adding and subtracting monomials, you're basically going to combine like terms. So we've done that. Remember what a like term is? Okay, so it's a monomial that has the same variable. Okay, so like 15x squared y, and if I said 12x squared y, those are considered like terms because they are have the same variables with them. Okay, all right. So adding and subtracting monomials is you would be combining like terms. So nothing new. We've done this a lot. So okay. So if I wanted to simplify this right here, 10x plus 5x, both of those are monomials. If I wanted to add those two together, I would say 10x plus 5x, which is a 15x. Okay, so what about here? If I wanted to combine these, 36 x squared y minus 12x squared y. Those are like terms, right? So we would say 36 minus 12, which is a 24. We don't do anything to the exponent, so we'll keep that x squared y. Okay, what about here? If I wanted to combine these like terms right here, negative 10x plus 4y plus 8x minus 2y, sorry. So I want to combine my like terms. So my like terms with my monomials, I've got two different terms. So I would say negative 10x, and I just underlined the wrong one. Sorry, negative 10x plus an 8x. So negative 10x plus an 8x is a negative 2x. And then you would add here. So 4y minus 2y would be a positive 2y. Okay? Okay. All right, let's do another one here. So I've got 12z squared plus 2z minus a 1 minus a 2z squared minus a 3z minus a 5. Okay? We want to combine our like terms, so 12z squared and a negative 2z squared. So that would be a 10z squared. A 2z minus a 3z will be a minus 1z. And then now our constants. Remember, our constants don't have a variable attached to them. So a -1 minus a 5 would be a minus a 6. Okay. Let's do one more. So if I said find the sum of 3x and 12x, find the sum of those, I would do what? I would say 3x plus a what? 12x. So that would be a 15x. Okay. All right. Multiplying monomials. Okay, that means that your monomials have to have the same base. Okay, so for the same base, okay, if you are multiplying monomials together, okay, there's a rule. Okay, it's called the product rule. Okay, so product rule means that you're multiplying. So if you are multiplying like bases, you can combine these by adding the exponents. Okay? So here, that's a 5, sorry. Does it look like a 5 there? So here, if I've got the same bases right here. So I've got x to the 4th times x to the 5th. So x to the 4th times x to the 5th would be x to the 4 plus 5, which is x to the 9th power. Okay. Right here, if you want to multiply, you've got two like bases, you've got z's. So I'm going to say z, 2 plus 4, so that'd be z to the 6th. Okay, so now here we are multiplying two things. So I'm multiplying 2x squared times 3x cubed. So right here, well, how we're going to do this is we're going to combine the numbers in front. We're going to combine the numbers in front by saying 2 times 3, okay? And then now we can say x squared times x cubed. So 2 times 3 would be a 6, and then x squared times x cubed would be x to the 2 plus 3 power. So this is going to be 6x to the 5th. Okay, what about here? Same thing, you're going to multiply your numbers in front. So you're going to say a -10 times a 2. And then you've got two different bases here. So you've got z squared times z cubed. And then you've got y times y squared. What is the understood exponent on that y there? It's a 1. Okay, so -10 times 2 is a -20. Z squared times z cubed, we'll add the exponent, so that'll be z to the 5th. And then y to the 1st times y squared, so 1, so that's a 3. Okay. Okay, what about here? So we're going to say 8x squared y times 1/2 xy. So I'm going to say 8 times 1/2 x squared times x, and then y times y. Okay, so what is 8 times 1/2? So it's 8 over 1. So 8 times 1/2 would be a 4. X squared times x would be x cubed. and y times y would be y squared. Okay? Let's do some more here. So, order of operations, when we're doing some like this, okay, so here, sorry. Order of operations means that we are going to multiply first, okay? Do our multiplication, and then we'll do our addition, okay? So we're going to say right here, we're going to say 4 times 5, which is a 20. X cubed times x would be x to the 4th. Y to the 4th times y squared would be y to the 6th, okay? This is a 1 in front of there, so 1 times 2 would be a 2. X squared times x squared would be x to the 4th. Y to the 5th times y would be y to the 6th. So now, would I be able to combine these? Are these like terms now that I can combine them? And they are. They both have an x to the 4th, y to the 6th. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add these. Okay, these are just two monomials that we can add together now. So 20 plus 2 would be a 22. And now I'm not going to touch the exponents. So I'm going to have x to the 4th, y to the 6th. You don't change the exponents. This is where it gets confusing. Okay? So those are like terms. Add, but don't change the exponents. Okay? Alrighty. Let's do one more. Alright, let's do this one here. So, I have a negative 2xy times 4x to the 4th y minus 6x squared y squared times a negative 2. So what I'm going to do first is order of operations. So order of operations tell me I'm going to multiply first. Okay, so negative 2 times 4 gives me a negative 8. X times x to the 4th is x to the 5th. We add our exponents. And y times y would be y squared. Okay. Here we'll say 6 times a negative 2, which is a negative 12. X squared times x cubed will be x to the 5th. And then we don't have, so we'll have a y squared. We'll just bring it down. Okay. So now if we wanted to combine, we'll have negative 8x to the 5th y squared minus a negative turns into a plus. Okay. Now, these are like terms because the variables and the exponents are the same. So now we can say negative 8 plus 12. So negative 8 plus 12 will be a positive 4. And then we don't touch our exponents. So we'll have x to the 5th y squared. Okay. All right, so I want y'all to finish on all your worksheets and try to work on your homework. Okay? All right, y'all have a great day.